Hi everyone, this is Sepi. In this video, I'm going to show you how to paint a farm scene in winter with different subjects like trees, barn house, rocks, and learn how to work on different ground levels like foreground, middle ground, background, and how to simplify different subjects in our painting. Let's get started. I started my work by wetting the whole paper and putting some ultramarine and cobalt blue down on the whole paper, mostly for the sky. Then I went over the barn house and I used cadmium red or scarlet, and I added some touches of alizarin red to it as well. I worked on my middle ground, which is the big tree. I wetted the trunk and I decided to exaggerate the source of light and consider it on the right hand side. I used ultramarine blue and some earth umber, and then I added more details and I changed the intensity of the colors by adding more water here and there. I switched my brushes from number 8 or 10 to number 6 and 2 in order to work on the branches, and then I worked on the other details like the rocky wall and some dark value subjects. Then I worked on the background of this painting, which are those far-seen trees or hills back there. I mixed my green. You can use some viridian green or sap green and mix it with your ultramarine or cobalt blue and some purple, but the color is very light in value. Now I'm working on the foreground, working on the rocks, and for that I am using some warmer browns like burnt sienna, raw sienna, and then some dark areas I add some burnt umber. I mix it with some ultramarine blue and Payne's gray. I also keep in my mind to leave some white spaces for the snow on the rocks. Working on the tree in the middle ground is the next step, and that's what I'm doing. Adding some branches and details and using the same cool brown colors like burnt umber and some blue. Working on those dark value areas for the barn, mixing some purple and Payne's gray, and adding some accents of dark for under the roofs and on the walls. To darken the red in the shady area, I added some cooler red, which is alizarin red, to my wall, and then I went over the negative spaces and darker areas in between rocks with some dark value colors like Payne's gray. I added one more layer of the same colors that I used for my rocks and for my tree. The colors are the same, just the second layer. I gave some texture to my bark and to my tree in the front scene. And then I went over the branches, but I didn't draw them with my brush too dark. I added one more touch to everything, and then I started adding some more texture to my snow in the middle scene for the field or farm, and I also went over my rocks in between them, and then I added those twigs and branches here and there. Okay, my work is pretty much done. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.